just check myself out.
Candles, music, wine, and then lube up and get on top.
The glory hole is like like Dick Theater. I've imagined your family.
Which means your pants had better come off. Mama needs playtime.
We're not sluts.
We just love love.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bradford.
And this is Angela.
And we've got little Pippin here.
Yes.
Our little mascot for By the By.
Yeah.
We have another very special episode for you.
Yeah. We've made it another week, which is super exciting.
I know, we're still alive.
Yes.
Take that, COVID-19, in your fucking face. We are socially distancing from, all the fun shit out there. So no orgies, no...
Which is really difficult.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people, and there were events we wanted to go to, and yeah, apparently now we just have to do all the naked Skype and FaceTimes and Zooms and,
Yes.
Pretty sure that's why our internet is so slow at the moment.
Oh my God.
Is because everybody's doing that.
It's so true. I think there's everybody. So I did find little Jess from Our Secret Spot sent me a text this morning for something called House Party. So it's like a group chat kind of thing.
I got that too.
I'm going to download that and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yay. But
at least technology helps us through this.
I know. Thank God for
Right?
technology.
Yeah.
We just need to keep the internet up. You
Yes.
can do it, interwebs. This week we have an interview with the absolutely gorgeous, vivacious, stunningly beautiful Danika Deep, who won multiple awards at this past year's X Awards.
Yep.
She was so much fun. She marched right into our apartment, just tossed herself onto the Grimace, our big purple Bing bag, and we just kind of chatted. And honestly, what was meant to be a 25 minute conversation turned into an hour.
Yeah.
It was so easy.
Oh, she was lovely.
Yeah, it was so easy.
It was so great to talk to her. Yeah.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy our interview with the illustrious Danika Deep.
And we're here today with lovely Danika Deep. Welcome.
Hey, how are we doing?
Fantastic. It's the day after Mardi Gras, and we all survived. So
Yeah.
It was touch and go for a while, but
yeah. We all survived, and nobody looks too hungover, too worse for wear.
no,
So.
all of our eyes are clear.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, well,
good.
I don't know. It was a late-ish night, but not an
Yeah.
indulgent night. I don't know, for me anyway.
No.
That's a good distinction. I like that.
Yeah.
A late night, but not an indulgent night.
I think most of our nights are indulgent.
Yeah, well, same, but when you've got to speak and people are going to hear it, you kind of want to be slightly
That's right.
coherent, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
So you did march in the parade, though, right?
Yeah, I did.
And who did you march with?
Oh, with SWAT?
Okay,
Okay.
awesome.
Swords of the Outreach, yeah.
So where were you in the parade? What?
we were quite late.
Okay.
We were probably within the last 20 or so.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, it was like, I hadn't been that late in it, and that was an experience in itself, because when you first rock up and the park is packed, and there's like a million different stereos playing a million different songs, and they all start to sort of peter out, and you're left with a much more concentrated group of people, but you're also lying on the grass just going, when?
We were there last year.
Yeah.
How are you?
We
Yeah,
were
okay.
169. Was
Oh
our,
shit, out of
was-
180 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so it was horrible. And this year we were number 9. We
Yeah.
finished and it had just gotten dark.
Yeah, okay. And it's nuts because like there's so much energy still raging at that point, right? I was kind of glad. I'd heard from someone last year who ran later in the show that by the time they got through, it was all kind of dying down a bit. But it seemed the crowd was pretty ragey still. Like,
That's
they were
good.
they were really energized the whole way up. So
Yeah, I felt like
That's
last
cool.
year there was still energy in the crowd, but it was kind of a bit more pocketed.
Yeah.
Whereas this
Yeah.
year,
Yeah,
it
just the
seemed to
whole
be
way
the
up the
whole
street.
way. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
kind
Which
of
is great.
crazy.
Yeah.
A bit overwhelming in the beginning. I will
Oh,
admit I was a little... Yeah, I was... Yeah, but it was so much fun. I love it.
Yeah.
But enough about
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
Never. No, okay.
We really, we should have more than one Mardi Gras. I'm just saying.
Like in a year?
Yeah.
That's what a few people say, like, that would run into. Like, just that whole corner of the city is just vibing on this awesome energy. And everyone's just dressed really cool.
Yes.
Like, if everyone could
Yeah.
just wear that stuff all the time, forget the board shorts, forget the, nice shirts. Just
And I
like,
think
put on
that's
the
it. Is
fishnets
it's
and
just
the-
seeing everybody
yes.
dressed up and clearly. Looking good. But seeing everybody dressed up, having fun, and just having all of that vibrant energy, that's what it's really all about.
Yeah, it's just
if we can capture that all year round, somehow, I don't know how, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, like, everyone's just so open and free during Mardi Gras, but it's like there's this dedicated period in which we can be like that, and it just goes back to normality. Which, it's a pretty good city to be in.
Yeah, I think that's my only issue, is that I am not one of those folks who, and we're already starting to take this into a Mardi Gras podcast, which is fine. But I'm not one of those people who it's like, oh, the companies only support us when they can make money off of us and all this stuff. Because realistically, we all work for those companies. Yeah. So the fact that, you see Qantas in the parade, it's not, I don't look at it as Qantas trying to get me to fly with them. I look at, hey, Qantas recognizes that they have people who belong in Mardi Gras.
Flying on their airline and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And that's important. So I try not to be cynical, and there are people that are on Facebook that are cynical, and it's like, ugh, why can't we just look at the positive side? So why can't we be this year round? Why do we have to just
that's it.
That's
just
thing.
Let it all hang out.
Yeah.
Have fun, enjoy each other. Yeah. I mean, that was the thing. I sort of opened up Twitter sometime this morning, and the first thing I saw was just this massive thread, and it was just... I won't bring it up because it's another topic, but it was just like, why? Like, such a great time, and you've just got to turn it into something negative.
Yeah, and the people are like, the police don't belong
at
Mardi
That's the
Gras.
one. Yeah. I'm like, but it's about growth and change.
Yeah,
and sort of
exactly. We were all evolving.
Yeah.
All of us. And this
fair.
whole, the police weren't there in 78, they should never be there. Yeah. And but again, some of the police are part of our community.
Yeah.
So we should support them and lift them up.
And it's not as if, you can't go to the cops these days being queer. I mean, lived in Surrey Village for a while, there were a few incidents, and had no issue, and they were great. But, I mean, that's the thing. I can't speak from experience, but going back to the 70s, probably wouldn't have.
I would tend to agree with you. I don't think I would have in the 90s.
Yeah, you've got to appreciate the change. Yeah. What it is. There's definitely steps to take, but...
Absolutely.
But we have evolved as a society.
Yes.
And I think it's, we need to recognize that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, at least we all agree on
that.
That's it.
Still high.
That's it. Danika, you're a regular.
I'll be back.
Yeah,
it's more free wine.
You betcha.
I'll be bringing the wine next time after this little trip to the Hunter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Deal.
It's going to be exciting.
So I'm just gonna, if you've not seen Danika, definitely check out her Twitter feed. You're gorgeous.
Yeah.
In the right light.
That's what I always say.
God.
It's like, just turn the lights down, I'll be great.
Or just focus more on that app on this side. I'll just look at my plants, please. The plants are always beautiful. And if you follow the Twitter, you'll probably see a few of my plants.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Yes, you've got quite the green thumb.
I don't know about that. You don't know how many I've destroyed. I just put up the
Every
good ones
time
like
there are
any
new
good plants.
we don't tweet about that.
That's what it's all about, right? Social media.
That's
just
right.
Your best report and just burying the other one in the sand somewhere.
Touche.
Well away from public consumption. But yeah, no, totally gorgeous. Yeah, off the cuff. Thanks for saying.
So let's talk about the X Awards.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you were nominated for 4 categories and 1 in 3.
Yeah,
which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's
pretty. That was kind of full on actually.
So you won for transgender escort.
Yeah.
Cam transgender.
Yeah.
And then porn star transgender.
That is correct.
Which is, that's pretty varied and kind of awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about it.
You should be.
Complain. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a great night, and that's the thing. It was sort of going there high hopes, but at the same time, probably not. Just
and then to
a
win
little bit
3,
doubting. You hear the name, and then sort of sitting there still blowing out about the fact that you've got this award in your hand. And then all of a sudden you're expected up on stage again. You're like, God, really? Oh my God. Just sort of, it kind of built up a bit after that. But no,
so
it's really
you have
exciting.
an armful of awards as you walk out.
Yeah, I've got big hands. So just the whole sandwich of awards. But no, that was incredibly endearing. I mean, the thing is, I've been in the industry for years, but I've always kind of kept to myself a bit. I've had sort of a few closer industry friends. But I don't know, last year, I went down to Canberra, and a couple of years ago now, but yeah, I was just sticking to myself, doing my thing, building things back up. I had a few years off. But yeah, about, I don't know, mid last year I got onto Twitter and just sort of kind of felt that I needed to socialise again, get out there, and stumbled across the X Awards. Yeah, someone nominated me. I'm like, what the hell is this? And yeah, and then it sort of came through. I'm like, holy crap, okay, so I went down to it. Mum was meant to go, actually, because she got a bit sick, but I was a bit... Because I've always done what I do, just, I don't know, because I enjoy it, I like it. It's more of a personal thing. It's quite an intimate kind of... Like, especially escorting, or like, you know, the sort of service providing. It's like, you're dealing with people one-on-one majority of the time, and it's quite fulfilling for me. I do enjoy it. But, so to go to, like, an awards night, I'm just like, you know, a bit jaded about it. Very glad I went. But Mum kind of talked me into doing it. But, yeah, because I was quite happy just running along doing my thing. But, yeah, go down there, win a few awards, and then just, like, met a whole bunch of people too. So that's sort of the last few months. I've been hanging down in Melbourne a bit, sort of expanding that network. And,
that's fantastic.
Get a little bit more productive with it all. So, yeah, I'm very glad it happened.
Like it sounds like it really paid out then.
Yeah, totally.
Be able to make the connections. And...
Yeah, networking is so important. And I think we often... We neglect the fact how important networking is. I'm
terrible at it too. I'm so bad at networking. I remember when I was studying back in the day, we had this... He was a bit of an entrepreneur. Mike Pratt. He was one of our lecturers, and he's like, networking. And I'm like, it's not really my thing. I mean, I'm great one-on-one. Like I said, it's kind of why I love his work. But, yeah, to get into a room and sort of start... I don't know. What do they call it?
Yeah.
Work the floor?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called. I don't know how to do it. But, yeah, so, I don't know, so end up down there and kind of forced into the spotlight a bit and, you know, just getting to meet a whole bunch of folks through that and, you know, in the residual kind of the aftermath, I guess. So I've hung out, you had Dahlia Moore on the last month. Yeah, I was listening to that. But, yeah, so I caught up with her in January. Yeah, got on along like a house on fire down her way.
I saw some pictures online from
yeah, well, I was going to say that led into another little interaction we had last weekend. That was last weekend.
Yes,
but,
I needed a fan.
Oh, you just wait till it drops. No, that was really, really fun. Like, she came around a little late. She had an inspection of something house, which was kind of just from left field. So that was, you know, caught us off guard. I was kind of glad about it. I'd spent the whole night out with a friend that I hadn't seen for years down at some place in St Kilda. I'd never really been in St Kilda at night. But I got back late, was a little bit green under the gills, and got this notice that she's going to be a few hours late. I'm like, yes. But so we started late, but we went well into the evening. It just kind of carried on, and it was quite impromptu, a lot of it. But I think we really got some good stuff down, and just had a ball doing it. But so yeah, definitely looking forward to cutting that up and putting that out there. That was awesome. But yeah, so that was one connection. Another
more porn to consume.
I know.
Yeah, especially when you get to that point where you think you've done it all. Good stuff every day, cool. But so no, it's really cool. And then also hanging out with another fellow a bit later on in the month. Oh wait, yes, this month. Yeah, cool. So that was another connection made down there. Yeah.
So of the three categories, and I know this is going to be a difficult question, which one is your favorite to do? Do you prefer the porn, the modeling and webcamming, or the one-on-one with
well, they're all humans? They all have their pros and cons. They all have their pros, no cons ever. But I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like the creative side of like the cam and the web and the porn is like that's awesome. It's doing something you love. It's kind of hot and like you can just sort of be messing around in the shed, building things, or like in like the bathroom with your makeup or whatever, and it's all working towards something. Just get it on camera later, right? But I think like the escorting, it's probably the most fulfilling for me. Like I'm a bit of a people person, but just on a one-on-one, sort of on a small group kind of level. And like I was in fetish industry for years. Like I was up here operating a dungeon, like private dungeon, as a mistress for years. And that was really cool and it's really fulfilling because you're sort of taking people and coaching them through their sort of desires or giving them a place to sort of work out some of their fetishes and all the rest of it. But these days in Canberra, sort of more with the vanilla escorting side of things, it's similar. Being trans, like a large proportion of my clientele would be like first timers or people that are sort of new to that kind of the whole, taste the dick. But yeah, so I find it quite satisfying. Like, you know, semi sort of counsel, but just giving people a safe space to come around. And it's like, you see some of my reviews, they're also like, oh, she came around and like I was feeling too comfortable and da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, I don't know, I get along with people rather well. So when they come through the door and they're really nervous, you can see it in their eyes, they're bouncing around. And then a few minutes later, they're just sort of chilled out and they're just telling you like all their sort of deepest, darkest secrets, anything that they, like, you know, they just don't have a space to sort of share in their usual circles, I guess. But so to be in the position in which people come around and sort of, yeah, share all that with you, it's quite, I don't know, it's quite endearing, I guess. But yeah, it's very satisfying. And,
it's like therapy.
Yeah, to a degree. So, both ways too.
Yeah.
Like, it really, I don't know, it makes me feel good about what I'm doing.
That's cool.
Because, yeah, you are making, like, just person by person, but you're making an impact on lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's that ripple effect because it's you make a difference on one person and then they make a difference
in their
to
little
others.
social circle, they sort of
Yeah.
have a different point of view now, and they might sort of, you know, speak up if there's some stuff going down or there's an odd opinion. But yeah, so I think, like, you know, it's kind of just spreading the light, so to speak. But it's just liberating people, I guess, to a degree. You know, I don't want to sound like some kind of revolutionary or anything, but it's like, it's just helping people sort of take a step out of maybe the darkness or just like out of a certain mental prison that they've kept themselves in.
I think for me, it's something that I often try to remind myself, because I'm one. I think we all share this, that I want to change the world. I want to change the world, and I often try to remind myself that, you know, a lifeguard, when they save a person from drowning, they may not be changing the world, but they're changing that person's world.
Yeah,
And so if you can do it one person at a time, that's
it.
Sometimes that's
a
enough.
knock-on effect.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that one person could go on to change the world dramatically.
Yeah.
Only if they've been saved there. So yeah, no, I totally get that.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. So how often, if you don't mind me asking, with the escorting, is it just you just chat with somebody for an hour or so?
Yeah, every now and again. Like, there's a decent amount of sex involved, but it really varies from client to client. Like, sometimes, yeah, it's just more about the chat. It's it's the companionship, giving someone space in which they can just be open about everything. But, and then generally there's a little bit of nookie as well. Why not?
Why not?
But, yeah, there's other times where it's just like, you know, it's a pretty full-on encounter, where it's just like, because that's, like I said, I've been in the game for a while, I'm pretty sexually experienced, I guess, and so, like, you know, quite confident too, which sort of, when someone comes around and they're sort of looking for a certain thing, can deliver, it's great. But, yeah, it varies a lot, it really does. Like, I mean, it can, like, generally the longer bookings are going to be a lot more sort of companionship style. Sometimes not, it's just people want to go to town and have a freaking hot time for a while, which, goddamn, can get exhausting. Awesome, but yeah, no, and there's other times where people have like a shorter term booking and most of it will just be a chat. It's just they need to take a step out of the day and just sort of like, because I guess that's what it is, like coming to my place is just, it's a little oasis. You know, you go out there into the city or into town or whatever and everyone's going about their sort of regular day, I suppose. And you sort of step through the doors into just this, like, to me it's normality, but to a lot of others it's just this like little fantasy universe, or you know, it's something that's completely separated from the world. So
That's cool.
Yeah,
which is needed. I think we need spaces like that.
Yeah. Well, we often talk about Our Secret Spot. It's a safe space to be yourself.
Yeah.
And that sounds like what you're trying to create, is a safe space for people to be themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, Canberra's good. Canberra's a really, really progressive, chill town. So it's relax like that. But at the same time, like, I mean, the city may be, but a lot of, you know, people's mentalities aren't quite, like, they're getting there. We're all sort of moving along. Yeah. But, some people just, you know, they've got those barriers in their head.
I will say, so I'm a grinder aficionado, and in Sydney, if you compare Sydney and Canberra is a lot of discretion, discreet, and it's also a lot of bi men. Yeah. And I was like, it always surprises me how many of these men are either in a relationship with a woman or, well, married or girlfriend, and can't talk. And I am not one that, I tend to not play with those people. Even though I was at one point those people. Not to put them into those people category. Anyway, but, you know, it is interesting because Canberra is very like you said, it's
really
open, accepting.
But I
and
think that's the thing.
progressive.
It's a small town. This is what I get a lot of people point out to me because I'm kind of newish there. Well, I've been there for 2 years. I consider myself new. But like, yeah, it's a small town. Do you know many people here? And I'm like, honestly, not really. But I mean, really, it's not that small. I come from a country town, so it's kind of biggish. But
it's
you
small
get
compared
it.
to like Sydney or Melbourne, but
Yeah.
it's not
You
like
do
a tiny,
cross
tiny
paths
little
with
place.
people.
Yeah.
It doesn't take too much to run. Like, the town centre's not that big.
Yeah.
And generally everyone will flock there at some
That's
stage.
because it's
so.
just circles. You keep going around.
Yeah, the city circle. But, yeah, like, I get it. And, like, if you've been there for 10 years, yeah, you probably do know, like, you know, indirectly at least half of the population, at least. But, yeah, you like, I guess it's also a pretty country town. And so, you're probably right, it's got, like, sort of more... Everyone's very open. Like, I cruise around there. Part of the reason I moved there was to, like, thicken my skin. I didn't want to transition to all that sort of stuff in a bubble up here where everyone's down to the cause. Like, I go to Canberra. No one cares. It's just so chill. But that's the thing. That's me. I'm someone else.
Yeah.
Whereas for them, as the people living there, or not as the people, but as an individual living there, they've grown up this way. They've got this life. They've got the wife, or they don't, or like but they're seen in a certain way. But and so I think that's the thing. Getting away from that and their reputation as a straight man. Maybe a bit nerve-wracking to shake, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whereas, being an outsider coming in, they're like, oh yeah, do whatever you want, we're cool.
And that's
nice.
We've seen the exact same thing moving from the States to Australia. You know, we're outsiders, so nobody really cares because nobody knows us.
Yeah, do what you want.
And like you said,
there isn't that history.
Yeah, there's no history,
Yeah.
so we can surround ourselves with people who make us feel safe.
Yeah.
And if it's not like we have friends from work or college or elementary
There were
school.
no preconceptions as to this is who you are. Kind of thing.
Yeah, you can just come here and forge your own identity.
So now I have so many questions for you, like, and a lot of them are about work. Isn't that exciting? So like the cam stuff. How did you get into that? What is that like? What does that even look like? We've seen the ones where you pay the coins and kind of tip the cam performers.
Yeah.
Is that?
Pretty much like
Cam4, that was it. We actually have a Cam4 account that we played with a couple of times.
We haven't done it in years.
We haven't done it in years because...
Chatterbait maybe. Oh no, there's a lot of them around. But so you've done it, so you kind of know what it's
well,
like.
we
So
did
it's
it, but
just
it
Exhibitionist Street comes out, there's people that can watch you log on. Ooh, look at that. A few coins fell in the
We loved it, but Angela as I understood, it was all about the slow play. You're trying to bring people in. And Angela's like, all right, let's have the sex. Like, we've been on for 12 minutes.
It wasn't that short.
She's like, yeah, but fuck me.
It wasn't that short, but at the same time,
yeah. Oh no, see, when I first did it, like, I mean, I used to love making videos, like porn, like out of those two, I prefer the porn.
Okay.
Just because you're creating a product. That's not even that. It's like, you're working on an art piece. Like, you're working, like, it's like making a painting compared to doing some, like, I don't know, theatre piece or something. So you can just forge it in your own time, your own way.
Fair enough.
And then just present it how you wish. Whereas, I'm kind of with you. Like, I remember when I first signed up, I think it was Chatterbait. I'm like, yeah, sweet, because I was a size queen. Loved it. So I had my dungeon, had all these gigantic dildos in this big fucking machine, and, spent a lot of time working on that. And I will say work, because, I studied that like it was nothing else. But, anyway, so sort of signed up to Chatterbait, and I'm like, oh, yeah, sweet, I'm going to be at the show, because I've got these gigantic dildos, and I've got them all, like, strewn around, and, log on. And the first person that hit me up, they're like, can you put some socks on real slow, and take them off real slow? I'm like, what? Socks? I don't even have socks. I've got fishnets and like gigantic dildos.
I got fishnets and gigantic dildos.
But yeah, so I think that's the thing. Like, it's about the interaction, really.
And it's what people want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, somebody may want socks. And
hey.
Socks done slowly.
Yes.
The joy of socks.
But, I mean, I guess that's one of the major differences. Like, with the porn, you create what you're good at or what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas the cam work's, like, much more direct. And so it's the interaction with an individual or group. And it's just sort of putting on a show for them. But they've got control, I guess. And I guess that's kind of the appeal of it. As opposed to, like, the porn, you just look for whatever the hell it is.
Exactly.
Someone's probably produced it, and there you go. And so being a producer of the porn, it's just like, I'm going to do stuff that I love doing, or like, that I'm really good at, so I'll put that out there. Whereas you can get hit from left field with some dude and his sock fetish when you're on the cam show.
Socks done slowly.
I think that would be great. I would love to take off and put on socks.
Well, I get it. Like, I mean, if I had some nice thigh-high, like, wool socks,
Yeah.
it would have been hot. But I didn't, because I'd been prepared. It was my, like, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, my intro.
Like your debut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the debut.
like,
And I've
put
got
socks on.
gigantic toy. I left my socks at home, sorry. Yeah, that really just caught me.
So, do you not do it at home?
What's that?
You said you left your socks at home. Do you not? Do
I
it?
left my socks in the other room.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry. But at that point, that's when I had the dungeon.
Oh,
so I had the dungeon
okay.
down in, like, in Surrey Hills and I did leave my socks at home.
Okay, literally.
Okay.
But so the home was up around the corner.
Yeah.
But like as I said, fishnets galore. Not much in the way of socks.
So
Anyway.
funny. That's great.
Yeah.
So then, when you do the cam work, are you always by yourself? Do you sometimes have a partner or a friend, or?
On the not like before when I wasn't living in Canberra. Yeah, I'd often get people involved. Down in Canberra, I've only just started really networking since the X Awards, like with industry people. So I mean, that's definitely an option now, I guess. But I was sort of just doing the whole build up my rep. Sort
The
of
next
thing,
time we're in
so,
Canberra, we can do like a cross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's that?
We volunteer.
You guys, myself, my garden.
There you go.
But
No cactuses.
We'll make sure to bring new plants.
That's right.
well, I've got tomatoes coming along and a whole bunch of jalapenos.
Right, see, we can make a salsa. Naked. A naked
and
salsa.
basil.
I was going to say,
Basil.
I'm not doing anything with the jalapenos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's a really bad idea.
So then, the porn work. What? Talk to us a bit about that. How long have you been doing porn? What kind of porn do you do, and what do you like to do? Because I find that sometimes that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, on and off for years. Like, I haven't really sort of got totally into it yet. I'm sort of just building myself back up. So I was hitting it pretty hard when I was a bit younger, when I had that dungeon space. But it was a lot of it I didn't really sort of monetize at all. It was just for the love. And it was just, like I said, I was a bit of a science queen. I wanted to document it. But did produce some pretty cool things. Like, I mean, I guess one of my biggest fetishes that I loved doing, and I had a partner that we'd shoot this stuff with, was like sort of street hookery kind of scenes, just really trashy stuff. Like, and it was more for me, it was the outfits. Like, I had a huge sort of outfit fetish, and so it was coming up with these really extravagantly slutty outfits, and then going into like, shot an awesome one. It's somewhere down near Cronulla in an industrial area, and it was just like, it's rough with all like the yellow lights behind a dumpster and all this sort of shit. It was really, really hot. But so that kind of stuff was really hot for me. And then like, yeah, just different outfits, different parts of the city, stairwells, like, under a bridge, all this sort of stuff. So that kind of really turned me on. But also, yeah, the toys. And I mean, the toys was just, what can I say? It was probably an ego thing. Just like, this is how big I can do now, whatever. But generally, like, the outfit aesthetic was huge. These days, though, like, I don't know, I guess going a little bit more vanilla. And it's more, I don't know, it's like, it's weird, like, because it's like through my 20s, I was really sort of fetish orientated. Just always trying to push like boundaries and such. And maybe it's got something to do with being on the hormones, but I've sort of become I've let my sensual side out, because that was never a thing for me. Okay. So I think that's why I enjoy the escorting a lot these days too, like more so. But
and it's something different to explore, I imagine.
yeah, well that's it. Like I've just never done it. Like, and so it's just something new, and the connection, between humans can be really, really beautiful. But yeah, I think I do love oral as well, and I've got a pretty capable throat. So that kind of stuff. But just I don't like the whole hooker street thing. Isn't as big a turn on anymore? It's not necessarily about the aesthetic as opposed to the action and the connection. I suppose. I guess I don't know. It's hard. It just always changes. It depends on the mood on the day, I guess. But yeah, and then.
But that's good, because then that shows that your career kind of is changing and evolving and going through different stages. Whereas, none of us really want to be static in our careers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get like, when someone's enjoying what they're doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like, rather than sticking to a schedule, like I've always found that I've been quite impromptu with. I don't know, I just get blown along in the wind, really. I'll kind of nudge it here or there, but generally, like, I'll just, like, go with the flow. And when someone hands me a script, oh god, I just turned into a robot. Like, it's bad. It's kind of why I had a lot of fun with Jar the other week, because we were just like, yeah, this is kind of what we're going to do. Let's just sort of roll with that. And just like, it was just random banter between the two of us that just got pretty cool. I hope to say funny, but I probably shouldn't say that. I'll let other people be the drama. But yeah, no, I got really kind of quirky and out there, and yeah, a bit of attitude in there, so that was fun. But I mean, that's it. Like, so if you're just doing what you like as you're enjoying it, I think that really sort of comes across. And so that's it. That stuff they shot back then, it was really full on and really hardcore and really sort of perverted, but that's what I was loving. If I tried to do that now, I'd just look forced. So now I'm just sort of rolling with where I'm at the moment. But, yeah.
So did you start with the cam work, or did you start with the porn work? Because I know you said you did some of the porn for fun. You weren't doing it for monetizing.
Yeah, I'd probably say, like, I mean, the experience would have... Like, it was the porn. Like, it was the putting stuff down. I get, like, you know, we're going back a few years now. I don't want to play the age.
Oh, please.
But, internet connections weren't quite as great.
We were a lot older than you. I remember the life before the internet.
Yeah.
Well, I think well, I don't know. See, Dad was an IT dude, and we had the dial-up from a young age kind of thing. So
Dial-up didn't exist when I was at a young
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And I do remember the 12 and 2400 baud modems.
Yeah.
Oh god!
Mom, get off the phone! I'm trying to download porn.
And it takes like 10 hours to get
Yeah.
takes 10 hours to get a picture of boobs.
It was a gif of boobs just doing this. It was like 10 hours.
And you wouldn't know what it was until you loaded. It was like some numerical code. And you're just like, oh, I hope this. Oh, that's not. I didn't want that.
And that gif was like, I don't know, a quarter of my hard drive.
But now we're in a much better place.
Aren't we, though?
Yes.
Constantly, straight to your phone, 24/7. Yeah.
I've moved on to VR porn now, so it's like...
Oh, yeah, I haven't tried that
Oh,
yet.
it's good
I'm
stuff.
curious about it.
Yeah.
I just wonder how they shoot it. Like, do you have complete, like,
Yeah.
freedom over it?
Yeah, I don't have the rig to shoot it, but
Yeah.
that's on the list. I now know what I need. I need to buy another GoPro.
But when watching it, like, how much control do you have over what you see? Like,
You can...
is it like a 3D?
It's like you're sitting
kind
in
of
this
thing?
room, and
Yeah.
the porn is happening to you.
You can zoom in and out, or is it just sort of sitting here?
If you do this...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you have to move your upper
yeah,
body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can move
Yeah.
your body and see some
Yeah,
stuff.
but to a limited degree.
Yes,
You
to a
can't
limited
just, like,
degree.
Look around corners and
No,
stuff.
no.
Damn.
I'm
yeah.
gonna open up this
It's
closet
only
door.
a matter of time.
Yeah.
It is only a matter of time.
So is it, like, really cool?
I like it.
Or is it just like a bit of a...
So I have
novelty
to
kind of
be
thing?
honest. Like when she travels, we've not actually played with this together, but I have the head rig, and then I have an automatic masturbator.
Yeah.
So it's not linked. Some of them you
Yeah,
link them,
you can- yeah,
but
but
it's
I'm not
it's
sure.
one of the ones from Fleshlight,
Yeah.
and it's like. I think to myself, like, I can see how people can get addicted to this and not really want to leave the house.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
between
of course.
Netflix, Disney Plus, and now, VR porn.
Yeah.
Do I and Uber Eats? Do I really need to leave the house?
Just get a sex doll and you'll be good.
I know,
Somebody
right?
to cuddle at night.
Yeah, and it's just like that's all I want. I don't actually want to have sex with the sex doll.
Yeah.
I just want her to cuddle me at night. Or
We've
him.
had teddy bears
or
for
both.
years, right?
Yeah, it's like one of each. I want a boy doll and a girl doll, and like. Anyway, people at home can't see this,
No, I can't.
but I'm molesting my dolls. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, okay, no, I have to get on it.
But I'm a
Sure.
perv.
It's certainly
I mean,
coming along.
Yeah.
I think we're all
So-
cool to agree.
I think the good ones are. Yes. Yeah.
Should we talk about the X award that you came in second for?
Yes.
Oh,
Should we go there?
yeah.
Oh my-
Okay.
Let's go there.
So you
Why
came
not?
in second for...
Wow, way to dig up the
I
like.
know. But it's an interesting category for me.
Yes.
It's disability service
Yeah,
provider.
providing service.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really interesting category. So you do that in Canberra, or do you travel and do that?
I had clients up here, but I do have
Okay.
a few down in Canberra these days. But do get hit up from time to time.
Okay.
But in Sydney and such. But yeah, so sort of, I've always seen disabled clients. But yeah, I don't know. I just find it some of the more fulfilling work.
Mm-hmm.
Just
So do you have to do like special training for that? How does that work to get into it?
not necessarily, not that I'm
Okay.
aware of. But I think it would certainly help. I haven't done any particular training in the field.
I
Specific
don't know if
to
there is
sex
any. I'm
work.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
what's it called? There is a group that does train people.
Okay.
Was it the touching base?
Touching base,
There you
yes,
go.
that's it.
I didn't know that they actually did training. It makes sense that they would.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so they've got a network.
Okay.
So if you do provide services to disabled folks, then
Okay.
you can get involved and they'll sort of spread that around, and it's a resource for both sex workers and those seeking out services.
Yeah, because I know that Touching Base connects sex workers with
Yeah, that's
people who
right.
need it, but I didn't realize that they did training.
No,
as
they
well.
do have courses,
Okay.
like just sort of day courses to give you a bit of a rundown
that's cool.
on a few
Yeah.
things. But so locked in for one of those. Haven't done it yet, but I mean, I guess for some people, it's intuitive, like just dealing with different types of
Right.
people and such. And I come from a family of teachers, all the rest of it, and I don't know. One of the guys I have down in Canberra that I see suffers severe cerebral palsy, but I don't know. He's always like, like you were, trained sort of masseuse or professional or whatever. It's like no, and it's just I don't know. I've sort of always been a pretty physical person, so I guess when you're dealing with bodies, sort of having a bit of a intuitive understanding of them kind of helps a bit too, and also compassion. Like a lot of it comes down to just respecting someone who's doesn't interact with the world the way that you do, and having the empathy and sort of understanding that things aren't going to be different. But I guess as I said, I'm a very physical person, really enjoy my sensations. And it's anything from going for a run, getting sore legs, or jumping in nice cold water, or feeling the sun on the back of the head. Someone that doesn't have that capacity to experience these on their own accord, like being given the opportunity to take them on a journey, on a sensory journey, is it's pretty special. So that's the thing. Like if you're really into it, it can be really fulfilling work, because you're providing when you come to grips with how limited some people are in what they can experience through no fault of their own. It's just they've drawn a short straw, unfortunately, on something. But to be able to really sort of expand their world, it's incredibly gratifying. And the appreciation's there too. They love it often.
I can see it would be kind of fun to go along and, like you said, to take them on that journey and to explore and to figure out what is it that works for this person and what is it that they're interested in or that they need and what can I give them. And that seems like it'd be a fun journey for both of you to...
Well, that's kind of the thing with, I think, sex work in general. Because, you're playing with two parties, at least.
Yeah.
So, they'll often, a client, lover, will often give you a bit of an idea of what they're seeking. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing, as a dom, and plenty of other doms would have come across this. You get someone that just writes a full-on script, word for word, and you're like, well, I'm not doing that. Because, this is kind of basing my personality on something else, when I'm someone else. Give me a bit of an idea, give me an idea of your kinks or your desires, and then I'll create something. And it's the same. So, I remember when I first saw a particular fellow down there, similar kind of thing. Just, this, roleplay, blah, 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 and that's all cool. So I came along. But at the time, I wasn't really aware of, first time seeing him, I wasn't aware of just how sort of afflicted he was with this issue. But going there, it kind of opened my mind a bit. So the second time I went round, just sort of started experimenting a lot more. The first time kind of stuck to, the guidelines, I guess. Second time I just started, I've got my little tricks and things that I enjoy, and I guess that's it. Like I said, being very sensory myself, it's just there's certain things that I love. Just a little scratch of things, tip of the finger. Oh my god! But so being able to provide that to someone else who can't reach their other arm, or they've got carers, but they can't just. I don't know, maybe they can, but I don't think they do. Just scratch my arm for the next 2 hours, kind of thing, or whatever. And it's just these tiny little things which I take for granted, really, that can can be so pleasurable and sort of add so much quality.
I think that's such a good point. So we've done some work with Touching Base as well, and one of the things that the organizer often said was that he would come upon people who wouldn't touch another human for weeks. Yeah. Because we take for granted,
which
much like you're
imagine.
saying, we shake people's hands, we give hugs when we see our friends, we might give a kiss on the cheek, and if someone's wheelchair bound, people are less inclined to hug them or shake their hand because they think
it's a grey area.
I don't want to interrupt their bubble, or I don't want to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, or because they've got to take full control of doing that.
Yeah,
because they're completely physically.
And I guess that for some people too, they may see it as I'm invading in their space to do this, but you kind of are invading someone's space when you give them a hug anyway.
And we do that so naturally.
Like to an able-bodied person, just go and hug them. Yeah. And it's like doing the same thing to someone
And
I just can't imagine not touching someone for weeks.
And
Yeah.
so what he was saying is that these people find sex workers, and that's what it's about, that touch, and it is about exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, just intimacy.
Those intimacy and
Yeah.
incidental touches.
Yeah.
Which it's.
It reminds me of... Yeah, and you know what I'm talking about. You've got a dick. But I had
do.
this one interaction with this lad, and it was a shower scene, so he wanted me to shower him. I'm like, yeah, cool. I love showers, so being paid to be in the shower for 2 hours is pretty fucking epic.
Okay, yeah.
But then
that's
also
nice.
sharing some of my tricks, and that's what I mean. Like, so you get the shower head, kind of crank up the jet, and then sort of run over your dick. Or over your balls, or just over certain areas of your body. Like, I'm sure you'd have similar sort of things you could do, but so here we are in the shower. His care would usually shower him, but I mean it's just going through the motions, just making sure it's clean.
To be clean.
Whereas I just remember the time I spent in the bathroom as a kid. As a teenager, they were fun times. Sisters used to hate me for it. I don't want to do makeup, but just be sitting there, just sensory playing with water, I guess. But and I mean that's the thing. It's sort of sharing this with someone that's just incapable to do it, and they wouldn't have an opportunity to do otherwise. And so
That's fantastic.
just all these little things like that. It's just opening someone's world up, or just giving them a taste of something that some of us get to experience every day on a whim. And I guess that's the thing too. You got to think about having all access to all these experiences probably dulls them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who, only gets to experience it here and there, it really would heighten, the pleasure being received, or the experience just making it all the more fulfilling, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point as well. I think that, again, it goes back to the when you do something over and over and over again, you're dulling that sense.
Take it for granted.
But which is why we try
and when
different.
you're in control of it too.
Yeah.
When you're touching your own dick or whatever, and then someone else's, it's a completely different experience, right?
Well, that's why we do different sex positions, and we're not always in the same position.
Yeah, variety
over and
is
over.
the spice of life.
Exactly.
That's why we have multiple partners. So you
That's right.
different
So
sensations.
variety of variety.
Yeah.
So we have multiple partners, different positions. You
smorgasbord.
betcha.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so delicious. I think that's such great work, and I think it's something that when you can do something that is both fulfilling for yourself and important for other people, that's such a great space to be in.
Well, like I said, they're some of my favourite sessions. Just because when you walk out, you've really had an impact on someone's life. Who, just think the day-to-day of what they do, get to go out, do a whole bunch of stuff, whatever, but just that, it's just so unique. The whole sort of sensory experience, the intimacy, all this sort of stuff. And you can see it, you can feel it. There's a huge level of appreciation there, so that's really, really, really nice.
So, do you find that most of your clients are male, or some of them female?
I get asked this a lot, and probably 99% are males, and then couples. And then, I think in my whole entire existence in the industry, probably I think 3 females, and 2 of those were from a couple that just came and saw me separately later, kind of thing, for a slightly different, and that was all dungeon work kind of thing, so it was more sort of fetish services. But so mainly dudes, I guess. Do get hit up from time to time for couples, but the amount that come through down in Canberra anyway, I found it's a bit different down there. It's just a bit quiet, but so there's a couple of regular couples I see down there, but every now and again you just get someone coming through town or whatever, and they're sort of inquiring or whatever, but it just doesn't sort of come through as much. Whereas up here, it'll just be a bit more. I suppose.
So then the dom work, is a lot of your escorting, is that dom work, or do you...
Not really.
Do you miss that then?
I mean, that's the thing. That's sort of because I was exclusively a dom for years. Very fetish orientated individual, but now these days I'm sort of leaning more into the sensory, the sort of sensual escorting companionship sort of side of things. But I do I've got some of those skills still. I'm quite experienced in the field. Don't have the same setup or anything that I used to have, but often being trans and being quite active. There's an element of domination. Mm-hmm. Often guys want to come around and sort of be controlled or taken advantage of, or taken, or just simply led. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's they just want to be the passive partner in engagement. So, but yeah, not full blown S&M or DNS kind of context. That happens reasonably regularly,
Okay.
once or twice a week kind of thing. But certainly not the majority. But there's a slight element of domination, or at least taking charge, I guess. Which
Being in control.
yeah. So I mean, they want to come and see a lady that's got something that can put them in the passive position, I suppose. So yeah.
I often think you would be good at that because you're grr. Scary. So you had mentioned recently, if we could talk about it, going on your transition, your journey of in your transition, that you're on the hormones now.
Yeah.
How long has that been?
Just over 2 years. So I started hormones in January 2018. It's kind of weird, because I grew up in country town, as I mentioned earlier. I grew up in Wagga, right? But if you know Wagga
Wagga Wagga. Sometimes
that's
Wagga.
the one.
Woi woi, never woi.
Oh, there's a few of those places in that. But, there's actually a sign in Wagga that's like, "Welcome to Wagga Wagga, Wagga Wagga." So it's got it's the city of Wagga Wagga within the city of Wagga Wagga.
That's
there's a
awesome.
suburb of Wagga Wagga within the city of Wagga Wagga.
Of course.
Yes. So don't call Wagga 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 Wagga.
Right.
But I mean, that's the thing. I was getting around. I was working, in a feminine kind of role for years, as a dom and such, since I was about 19. But, it took a while to, shed an ego or sort of get used to, I had quite a masculine personality back in Wagga, or persona.
Mm-hmm.
I think I felt that's how people perceived me as. And I had a responsibility to them to maintain that. Which, is so far from the truth, it's not funny. Everyone just wanted me to be me. I was, this person. It didn't matter whether I was, this feminine version, masculine version, something in between. And, I had plenty of evidence that was the case, that no one really cared. But, there was just something deep-seated in me after growing up there, just sort of spending all this time, because I was in all the sports teams and the skater kid, all these kind of masculine sort of things. Had a lot of slightly less masculine things going on behind closed doors. But it took me quite a while to just let go. And I mean, it was the best thing ever. As soon as I did, it was just cool, free. But, so 2 years now, just over. So it's been a pretty cool journey. Yeah.
Have you found that that's changed your work and how you're either perceived or received?
Not so much. I mean, I guess that's the thing before going on hormones, because you take testosterone blockers, right? And, it kind of kills the libido and sex drive. And, when I was younger, and I think it's the product of age as well, but, harder to get hard and stay hard for, when I was it was insatiable when I was, go back 10 years or so, crazy. But, these days it's a lot.
Been there, honey.
So, now it's way more difficult to stay harder for longer. Especially after starting hormones. For about a year, it was just I had no control. It was just it would come up sometimes, would go down, And confidence is a big thing, as I'm sure you're aware. Maintain an erection. If you start second guessing yourself, boom, it's all over. But, so there was this transitionary period of just understanding what's happening to the body and how to deal with it. And I remember the week, it was sometime probably around June or July last year, in winter, which was kind of weird. I kind of had a busy winter, which, Canberra's freezing. No one wants to go out. They just want to go to my place. But, I was just having this, rocker of a week. And just, I don't know, for a few days, it was just had all this energy, was getting really hard, staying there, and just, I think the anxiety kind of left me a bit, because, for this first year, when I was younger, I had no issues getting hard, I could stay hard all the time, and then I started the hormones, and I'd had 2 years out of the industry too prior to that, so when I started the hormones, and I was having more trouble with it, and I'm quite sort of conscious of the work that I do, and I want to provide the best experience, so this is all eating at me in the background. And then I sort of got to this point where it's just it's happening again. Oh my God, yeah. And then this confidence just came back, this rush. And it was just I felt like $1 million. And then since then, it's just cool. And it's just sort of made it past some stage in which now, I just sometimes I have my off days, like anyone, I guess. But the general level of, engagement or like, I don't know, power or whatever down below is just back. So that's cool. But yeah, so there was a huge change there for me. As far as others, like, you know, clients coming to see me, I don't think there's been a massive change because I haven't had like breast augmentations or anything. People have always loved, you know, the small breasts or the lack of breasts. Years, like a lot of my clients. Like I've had some, like, you know, since starting hormones. They're like, oh, so what are you doing with the breast? And I'm like, oh, like, because I've thought about it. Initially I wanted big ones, and now I'm just like, no, tactical tits, if anything. Like, it's just like...
Tactical tits is my favorite phrase of the day.
It's what I've come to conclude about. Because I got to do, like, you know, I love running, love my sports, like, just running around, just being active and stuff. And I just think if I had, like, big breasts, it would just... Sooner or later, they just bounce down. But, like, they just throw me off balance, all that sort of stuff. And dead weight. They don't serve any purpose apart from aesthetic.
And with small breasts, you don't have to wear a bra. Like, it's so much easier to... Like, you have a lot more clothing options. I think that small breasts, like, people don't appreciate how great they can be.
Oh, they can be.
Yeah.
I like them. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's the thing, like, in practice, like, I'm very much function over form. So it's just like, yeah, when I really thought about it, it's just like, yeah, smallies. But I mean, that's like, so a lot of, like, this client's like, ask me, so what are you doing? I'm like, oh, you know, probably just, you know, if I'm going to get them, it's going to be for shape only. I won't be like to try and crank them out or anything. But he's like, oh, yeah, don't go too big, don't go too big. And, like, a lot of clients like that for me. And I guess that's the thing. That's why they come see me, because I don't. Because there's a lot of girls out there that, like, you know, trans that sort of have big breasts. And, I mean, there's a lot of guys that love that. But there's also a big market for other people that don't. And, yeah, personally, it's like, I don't know, work's important to me, but my life is most of it, right? You know, it's the whole work to live kind of thing. But, yeah, so I'm not going to go and crank them out for the sake of getting a different clientele. I've got people that appreciate what I'm doing and stick with that. So, yeah, I don't think it's been a huge change, really. Like, there has been a big shift in the work that I do, from the dungeon to the escorting. But still, like, yeah, it hasn't, like, the hormones hasn't had, I wouldn't say it hasn't had a negative or a positive
that's
effect.
good.
They're just sort of, yeah, still doing the same kind of thing, really. Yes.
So, I guess we can wrap this up. Is there anything else that you want to throw out there, like, tell the world? I know, putting you on the spot now.
Now I'm just going to start rambling absolute horseshit.
And that's absolutely
That's okay, you
fine.
can do that. This is a safe space to ramble.
That's right.
Now I'm spoiled for choice. I don't know what to ramble about. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Heading back to Canberra later in the week. Looking forward to getting home. It's going to be great. Get back to the garden. I have had someone tending that. I do love Canberra, and it would be nice to enjoy a bit of it before it gets too cold, but when we get back on the road and sort of travel.
Were you affected by the fires?
No, I wasn't.
That's good.
See, I was south-ish. I'm in Woden Valley.
Okay.
But, yeah, the fires are probably 5 to 10 k's away. It was crazy. Like, at one point, driving down Hindmarsh Road, which is like a sort of main arterial road near me, like, yeah, 10 k's from the fires. In the middle of the day, you could see them just raging down a hill, sort of the southern end of town.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty full on. I remember I went out to the river to hang out with a friend one afternoon, and we just drove out there and see all this weird clothing. Like, hang on a minute, I think that's fine. It was like the day they started off, and then we drove back a couple of hours later, and that sort of the space where all the smoke was coming from just like doubled. And we're talking like, you know, it's perspective from a vantage point from like, you know, 10 kilometres away. So to double like that, we're talking about a big amount of space. But yeah, no, I wasn't, but I do know a number of people that were. There's a fellow girl down in Canberra that worked out. She was there just last night, actually. Yeah, her family home was threatened. Like, yeah, a lot. Like, I'm not a Canberra local, but pretty much everyone you spoke to had someone that was, very worried. But when the rains came and when the hail came.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's just crazy that you go from like fire to rain to hail, like all within days of each other.
I was just speaking to a client this morning. It was down on the south coast near Malakuta, and they had more fires just the other day. Like, didn't threaten anything, I don't believe, but it was just the smoke coming back, and sort of just more of a like, I don't know, just reliving that experience. See,
not good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, incredibly traumatic. So just bringing those thoughts back up.
Cool.
Yeah,
So how can people find you?
If
they either want to see you in porn or on cam,
have to look up,
or if they want to hire you.
Where's Danika?
Yeah. It's like, where's Wally?
Well, I can tell you where Danika is right now.
Yeah.
No, where are we? But, okay, so you can find me on Twitter, Danika Deep. That's Danika, Deep. or Instagram. I don't really use Instagram too much these days. It's just not too much combo on there. I like the combo. But, Danika Deep. Someone already taken Danika Deep. I can't find them, but they
So you're just Danika Deeper.
with an A.
Or are you pirate? Like, arr.
Yeah, maybe. But, okay, so, Instagram, Twitter. Otherwise, I've got a website coming. It's in production at the moment.
Excellent.
But, it hasn't dropped as of yet, so I would love to be able to give you that URL. Hopefully within next week or so.
Oh, as soon as you know, let us know,
Yeah,
and we can
we'll get it
update
out
the
there.
notes, and
Yeah.
we'll let people know how to find you on a future podcast if necessary.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say if you go to my Twitter, that's where I'm most active. But, it's got links to a few websites and stuff. So
Definitely follow her on Twitter. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, God. It's a diverse range of random shit.
It really is. It really is, and I love it because that's really similar to what we do.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that's the thing. It's what it's all about. And this is what, I only got on Twitter mid-last year. Okay, here come the rambles. But, I became a bit of a technophobe for a while. Like I said, Dad was an IT dude. I was a real, little computer kid. But then, I don't know, social media started getting full on, and I was an outdoorsy kind of person. Just people just be always on their phone and get rid of it. And so I never really got on Instagram or Twitter. I was on Facebook because everyone was.
Yeah.
But I was getting a bit disenfranchised with it all. And then a friend's just like, man, you're just going to be missing out on it all. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of probably right. Anyway, so I got onto it last year. And it's become really beneficial. And that's the thing. So there's a lot of doubt within the industry. Like, when people see an ad, it can be anyone. Like, you hear so many sort of stories of someone rocking up and it's the wrong person or this or that and all the rest. Or they get robbed or, so there's a bit of distrust. But, if you do your due diligence, have a look at a few websites, find some reviews, all that sort of stuff. Or just go to the Twitter.
Yeah.
And, it gives an insight into the actual person. Because that's the thing, anyone can sell themselves in any way. It's like any kind of ad. You can buy the car, but it doesn't act anything like what it is. It's just what they told you it's going to be.
It's a really good point.
Yeah.
But, to actually go take the car for a test drive, which is essentially just following someone on Twitter and you know them. I've had just, in this last tour, probably 50% of people have they've stumbled across me somewhere, or even on Twitter, but they've just followed me on Twitter for a while and go, yeah, this person's really cool. Hang out with them. So it's just letting that personality kind of shine through. So I guess that's the thing. I'm not a really serious individual. Sort of do just fuck around a little bit. But just putting it out there and people seem to be, they appreciate it. So that's cool. I do.
It is funny because your Twitter feed does remind me of ours. It's very much like, oh look, this is the movie we saw today. This is dinner. Oh yeah, here's Angela's tits. Oh, here's my ass.
I was doing it for a while there where it would be okay, nature pose, because I've been out in the garden spazzing out. I'm like, hang on a minute. This is for my adult business. Okay, tits. It's just balance. It's all about balance, right? It's just like life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wicked.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Congratulations. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Next
yeah,
year,
that's pretty good. Yeah,
or this year, I should say,
4.
4 out of 4.
Yeah.
2020.
2020. So thank you very much.
Oh,
And
it's off to a great start.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. This is amazing. This is really, really fun.
happy Mardi Gras.
Oh, happy Mardi Gras indeed. That was a ball. Happy post Mardi Gras hangover.
I know, right? I just need to drink a little more.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you have anything else that you want to say?
No, I'm good.
No, you always, of
I know.
course. All right. Bye.
Ciao.
So what'd you think?
I think it was great.
I think it was great
Yeah.
too. I mean, it
She's
was
such a good person.
Yeah, and easy to talk to.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that you were very happy with the fact that she was easy to edit.
Yes.
There was very little ums and ahs,
That's
which
true.
you were constantly removing my and ahs.
And you're crunching as you
And my
eat,
crunching, yes.
'cause Some people out in Western Australia don't really appreciate the crunching of crackers. And
ASMR
things.
is
Yeah.
sexy, okay? Yes. Anyway, so thank you very much to Danika, and good luck for the X Awards 2020.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if you want to reach out to us and ask us your questions, give us your comments, and tell us your rude remarks, you can email us. We are theatomsoflove@gmail.com, or you can message us on any of our social feeds. We are at By the By Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and on the Facebooks. And you can support us on Patreon. We are at By the By Podcast on patreon.com. Go and support us. Thank you so much for for all of our little patrons out there. We love yous.
Yes.
And
Pippin loves you too.
I was going to say, Angela's getting all kinds of cuddles from the little fur monster.
Yes.
Rawr, 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 rawr.
I am.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Bye.